Hey, Scrapper Names fans, how are we all? So I've got a 12 by 12 mixed media layout for you today. It's something that I feel like I haven't been on here forever. But yeah, so this one was done. I did this project not so long ago, but it's just taken me a bit to get it up here on my channel. So I'm using some Cocoa Vanilla Studio. Oh, now it evades me which collection it is. I am trying to scrap. When I do a project, if I like a piece from a collection, I'm trying to stick somewhat by using the collection, and then I might add bits and pieces obviously from my stash in, but it's trying to be my way of stash busting a little bit. I can't think of the Cocoa Vanilla collection I'm using off the top of my head right now. I've just been scrapping with the newer collection, and it's the one that's stuck in my head at the moment, and yeah, for the life of me I really can't think of which one it is. It will come to me hopefully, or I will see one of the little strips and it will remind me which one it is. It's not an old one. It is a relatively new one. Oh my gosh. So, side note, this is what happens. I don't know why, and I don't know why I left that all in, but I opened my relatively new white Dilutions paint, and someone might be able to tell me what the go is. You could see that I had the little lid thingy-majiggy on it, like the little, like not foil, but whatever, covering on it. And it's gone all gluggy, and it's not that old, and I was really cranky about it. And I've got a few of them that are like it, and they really don't seem to be all that old. And yeah, so, anyway, so I grabbed another one of my white acrylic paints, which I think was a Flutter by Design ones, and I'm using this Kaiser Craft Heart stencil and a ink dauber sponge thingamajig. I'm all with the technical terms right now, aren't I? And I am just going to randomly, as you can see, sort of smush it around my page. I have no real pattern to it except that I want it random. Like this. I actually got a little bit of inspiration, guidance, I don't know, from the lovely Inky Quill. One of her videos, she was saying about doing the stenciling and trying to avoid that, the rectangular kind of look you get with stenciling sometimes, and I was trying that because I usually get that and it drives me bonkers. So yeah, that was my plan. Now I'm going to back my photo onto some nice, lovely tissue paper that I have in my little stash, just to give it an extra bit of softness, because the photo I am scrapping is of Valentine's Day, and it was I'd baked some lovely heart-shaped biscuits. But it was for my kids, actually. I did a little setup for them when I picked them up from school. So this was when I was still working from home, and I set it out on the table for them to come home to, just to kind of feel the love on Valentine's Day. Something a bit silly, I know, but it was, you know, I'm all about the thought. So I was going with making sure that this layout was a nice soft feel kind of layout. As well, so yep, the tissue paper kind of gave that softness, that border around my picture. So just adding now some scrap pieces of paper to my paper layers here, and just giving a ripped edge just so it doesn't look too neat and tidy. Trying to be a bit different with my layering. Again, I think I was getting a bit of, channeling a bit of inspiration from Inky Quill. I'd been watching some of her newer videos. I was catching up on some of my YouTube probably. So, yeah. I was fighting a little bit with my tape. I feel like I was a bit rusty at the moment with my scrapping. I really haven't been getting in and scrapping as much as I would really like to, or as much as I even plan to. I have a bit of a diary where I done, and it's just not working for me, so I do feel a bit rusty. As you can see, I'm really fighting with my tape. And it's, you know, sticking to the page, but, you know, whatever. Now, with the acrylic paint, if you're new to the mixed media stuff, which I'm no expert, I have done lots of video watching and things, but I will give you the tip with stenciling, something I have learnt. if you've stumbled across this video and are like, oh my god, how do you do that? Because I have slowly started to finally perfect, or well, get better at making my stencils at least look stencils, look right, is do not put too much acrylic paint on your little dauber sponge thing that you are using to put your acrylic paint through your stencil. I used to put so much on and it would just glug, like smoosh through underneath the stencil sort of thing, and it would just, you wouldn't get a nice sort of crisp outline, whereas there, as much as it looks a little bit smushed still, and I'm getting better at it, it's not as bad. So you could see I sort of smushed it around off the dauber a little bit so it wasn't a thick layer, and I have, you know, just smushed it around nice and gently through the stencil. So just be mindful of that. You don't need heaps. A little bit goes a long way when you're doing stenciling, I think. It also makes it easier to dry. You haven't got to wait as long. And, you know, if you're in the mood and you've got a short space of time like I did, it makes it so much easier. So now I've pulled out the collection. Oh, so that's wild. So this is a box I have on. So it's an embellishment box. So if you're a Aussie scrapper, I went to Spotlight and I found this box that's like the box you get at scrapbook.com. You can get all elsewhere. That's got all those little coloured containers in them, the 4x6 ones, as well. So that was really good. And so this one has all my cocoa vanilla stuff in it. I did have it sort of like layered-ish. In the end, I gave up. So as you can see, I'm just pulling out some embellishments and just, you know, trial and erroring. This one, I really loved the way I managed to pull off this little cluster here and staple it together. I thought it looked really good, and it just gelled. I tried doing it again. And I could not make it work. I was like, what? Anyway, that's just me. I just, you know, I try, but anyway. So yeah, so I just have this box, this container, and it's got, I think it's got like 8 of these little plastic like photo containers in them. And yeah, it was an awesome buy. I just stumbled across it with a sale, that big sale I had on ages ago, I think the beginning of the year, and I had a voucher as well. And I was like, yes! And I grabbed it, and yeah. It's been great. So I finally went through and I labelled them all. And sorted all my ephemera out as such. I have another big box that's from a big container from Kmart that has all my pieces, other random bits and pieces like that I get from the reject shop or Kmart or something, that is sorted in colour, but these ones hold my collections and things like that, so they're my special ones, I guess you could say. So I really love the blue background. And so just playing around a little bit. I really have been wanting to use these tabs. I actually got this collection when it first came out, and see the tag down the bottom, and it has another tag that has like a girl's face on it. And when we got the collection in my Kitaholic kit, I was busting to use it. I think because I didn't know how to use them because of the picture on them. And for me, I usually use tags for journaling. Like, what do you use a tag for? Do you use it for layering? Do you use it for journaling? Do you use it, like, what do you mainly use them for? So I guess I was a bit like, I use this. So this one, you can use them for anything. So I was really like, I had it sitting there because I was like, I'm going to use it for something. And I ended up using it for my usual journaling. But I actually managed to make a little cluster, as you can see, next to it, which I know it sounds crazy, but for me, and if you're new to scrapping, those little things are differences that you will trial different things and different ways of doing things, and that's different for me. Now, I do go through and I outline some of these hearts just to make them pop out a little bit, because I just sort of felt like all of a sudden the mixed media in the background became a bit lost with all of the embellishing I did. So I got, what is it? It's a new pen I got. There it is there. Oh, I can't remember the pen name. Is it the Pilot G2 pen? And it works really well on the paint. I had a Sharpie as well. Paint doesn't work. Sorry, that's my phone going off. Let me put it on silent. People all of a sudden decide to talk to me. Just adding some final little touches with some enamel dots. I don't think they're Cocoa Vanilla. I really embellished this page. I really went all out with my Cocoa Vanilla, didn't I? I added some little word stickers as well. And I think my layout might be completed. Do I add any splatters? I don't think I do. I think the enamel dots was all my splattering. Oh, hang on. I see some covering. Nope. Yes, I get the gold, literally the last remnants of gold Heidi Swat Colour Shine I have in that bottle. I'm just like out of it. But I have found a replacement, and it's easy to get, so I'm really happy with that. But that will be it pretty much for my layout. So I do thank you very much for joining me. I do plan to try and get some more videos up more regularly for you. I do have another video to edit and voiceover, which I'm hoping. And it is the Easter weekend, so hopefully when this goes up, it may be after the Easter weekend, but I hope you've had a lovely Easter, and I will see you again soon. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.